beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So before we begin, there is a party going on outside, in case you hear beeping and yelling. That's what's going on. But anyway, I'm going to dive into a topic that comes up every time I try to film an educational video about the board certification exam. So I'm just going to come out and make a whole video about it, so then that way you guys know where I'm coming from, so I don't feel like I'm about to throw up every single time I open up my supplies. So why don't we get started? And these are my personal feelings, and I'm sure that many of you feel the same way. I mean, you know, on top of the exam itself, there's the test anxiety and prepping for the exam, and then we've mentioned that you go through a lot of different things when you're prepping for this exam, like you're starting to job hunt, you're finishing your internship, you're maybe moving, so it's not just like sitting down and taking a test, it's like a major thing. And as a music therapist, I took maybe 5 major tests during my whole 5-year career. And honestly, most of those tests were in math and science courses, not in music therapy related courses. So it's not fair, just generally speaking, it is not fair to just have music therapy majors take a major exam when they don't have any experience taking major exams. And it's nothing like, something just has to be done. The programs need to be structured more like nursing programs where they take tests so often, so then that way by the time it's time to take the board certification, they know what it's like to take a test. Medicine is the same exact way. Finance is actually the same exact way. So I don't understand why music therapy isn't. So anyway, without further ado, let's dive in here. So I just want to briefly talk about the organization that does the music therapy exams, because this like proves my argument, okay? So first things first, I want to show you guys the boards that this organization works for. So the organization is goamp.com, and if you can see that they work with a nursing accreditation, and then the other one is National Commission of Certifying Agencies, and then accreditation board for specialty nursing certifications, okay? So these people work with a lot of different disciplines and fund and work with a lot of different individuals in the healthcare facility. Now, if you go to sign up for your music therapy exam, right, like that's the home page, okay? And then if I scroll down, you have to choose a category. I have it on finance because I'm a little biased. So of course we're going to scroll down and we're going to do healthcare, but there's other organizations on here too. Like there's real estate, there's healthcare, there's other. That last one I think is water and wastewater, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to click healthcare. And there's a million different like tests that you could take. I mean, literally you can get certified in anything you really want. And these people apparently do it. So then you would scroll down to the music therapy, okay? Now, but the point that I'm trying to make is that a lot of these on here are medical boards. So for example, this one is NYSDOH emergency medicine, okay, so that's something that a lot of people take. There's the National Association of Healthcare. There's the National Asthma Educator Certification, Respiratory Care, Public Health, the list goes on and on. So like people taking exams through this organization, they are not dumb people, okay, like they're smart. And a lot of them deal with nursing and healthcare. Even this one, look, National League of Nursing. Now, when you think about the nursing board exam, because that's like the most similar that we can compare our program to, right? We have music therapy, we have rec therapy to some degree. Honestly, rec therapy is like really easy, okay? Just saying. And then we have physical therapy, which is at the same caliber as music therapy, occupation therapy, which is also at the same caliber as music therapy, and nursing. Does anyone know a physical therapist? an occupation therapist, a nurse, or a recreation therapist that have taken a board certification exam without proper, courses and materials? Does anyone know? Because I don't. All of these people that I graduated with, and you gotta remember, I was in a sorority, so like a lot of my sisters were physical therapy majors, occupation therapy majors, nursing majors. I didn't have any rec therapy friends until I got to internship, and honestly, rec therapy is like, it's like a joke compared to music therapy. Like, I'm not saying that derogatory. I'm just saying that like rec therapists aren't very smart. And they don't know how to relate to us, even though the schooling is the same. I don't really think they have to jump through as many hurdles as us. Like, I honestly don't think that their undergraduate program's that intensive. It doesn't seem that way. I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem that way. So, but the point is that they also have to take a board certification afterwards as well. Now, the university is supposed to provide resources for you to pass the board certification exam, okay? And I'm not saying that my university did its part, okay? And all the universities that I thought to go to do their parts. But this is where the shade is coming in. It's not the university's fault. It is the people on the board's fault. And that's why, for this lack of preparation, it's the people on the board's fault. And I'm going to read you some examples, some tea, some feedback. This is actually thicker than tea. But I'm going to read you what happened in my personal journey and why I feel like I'm going to throw up every single time I open up that stupid book. Okay? So anyway. Yeah, see, there you go. I told you there was a party outside. So anyway, why don't I dive in here? So I voiced my opinion prior to taking the exam. Now, I'm a smart person, okay? I know how to study. I'm really book smart. I can do this. And now, now I've taken so many exams that, this one is a breeze. And that's why I'm willing to share my insight with you guys. But back when I was taking this exam, I didn't really know what to expect, and that wasn't fair, okay? And I get it. I know that there's you can spend $75 and take that practice exam. We're going to go through all those questions on my channel, okay? I'm going to give you everything so you don't have to spend no stupid $75. Don't they realize that, music therapists don't make that much money? I make a lot of money as a music therapist, but remember, I fight to get my way, and I manipulate, and I argue, and I put people in very uncomfortable situations, and that's how I get paid well as a music therapist. But most music therapists can't do that. Most music therapists don't do that, and I don't really recommend it because you make a lot of enemies along the way. But hey, I'm trying to be upper class society, and I don't really care who I step on. And I'm going to step on some people right now, and that starts with the certain women. I had to stop myself for a second because, some of you guys look up to these people. These people publish a lot of articles. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. There is a line in Gilmore Girls, and it mentions the next generation. It mentions how the next generation is going to take our jobs and take our starter husbands. And that is true. I am coming for your job. I mean, who wouldn't want to work in an office for, the head of Music Therapy Association? I'm not going to say the organization because, I don't want you guys to figure out who I'm talking about or what people I'm talking about. But who wouldn't want to be a music therapist working at a cushy office job? And yes, I can say that. I've had office jobs before. I currently have an office admin job because I'm a manager. And it's very darn cushy. Any job that you can just sit back and be on the computer drinking tea is a cushy job, in my opinion. And music therapy is not a cushy job. My current job, I wear a lot of hats, so I do work clinically a lot, but there are some days that are more admin days, and there are some days that are more clinical care days. As a music therapist, when you're not in a managerial role, you mostly do clinical care, you don't do admin. So you don't have the luxury of sitting in an office, working from home, drinking tea. So that's why I'm coming for your music therapy jobs, people that made me angry in the past. Just to let you know, I am going to be that next generation that takes your job and your husband. Just saying, because you really rub me the wrong way, and don't rub me the wrong way, because don't do it. Anyway, so moving forward, these shriveled up women need to do something with their lives, and I don't know, maybe get a man or something. Anyway, so I'm going to read you the conversation that I had. So I presented my ideas, my opinions of having a course, having different, like going over different domains. I even said, brainstorming any goals, interventions that, like, are important within the session, anything for me to check out. Are there any CBMT exam prep courses I could register for? Majority of this is like literally quotes, majority of my friends who are nurses and physical therapists said that taking a course to prep for their national exam was extremely helpful. And that is true. Go ahead, go ask the people, go ask your nursing friends, go ask your physical therapy, occupation therapy, rec therapy friends. I don't know anybody who doesn't have the ability to take a course in any of those disciplines, and their schooling is similar to ours. Being able to talk out answers and questions and objectives would be great in prepping for this test. Please let me know your thoughts. Okay, and then I got one of those generic answers back about sitting for the exam and calling the number / going online to sign up. Okay, so my question wasn't answered. So then I called and I said the same exact thing. I wanted to check to see if you had any certified CBMT exam courses I could register for. Majority of my friends, I document all my phone calls just to let you know. I do that so then the credit card companies don't overcharge me, okay, or argue prices. So anyway, so here we go. Majority of my friends who are nursing, physical therapy majors, said that an exam, a course was very helpful prepping for the exam. Do you have any feedback? Blah, 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 blah. And then my response in the phone call was, well, I see your concern. My daughter had to take a law exam and she only got 2 tries. And she didn't have any extra help to prep for this exam. So I don't have any resources to give you. I can give you the study guide. You can study that. That tends to help. Or you can pay for the practice test. Like, woman, I am not going to be a lawyer. I am trying to be a music therapist. And what does law have anything to do with music therapy? Right? I mean, is a lawyer going through the same process as us? Not that I know of. I'm sure there's similarities. I'm sure that if you're a music therapist transferring into law, or a lawyer transferring into music therapy, I'm sure there's a correlation. But like, the curriculums aren't the same. The undergraduate curriculums aren't the same. The exams aren't the same. Especially a law is like... People are so dumb, okay? I'm coming for your job. Anyway, so then that didn't answer my question, but I still responded with an email saying, yes, I would love, could you please send me the packet again? That would be wonderful. I'll print it out. Because, like, what was I gonna, I wasn't gonna, like, I wasn't going to slap her across the face like I wanted to. Anyway, so then I reached out again. I just want to reach out one more time. How come we don't offer any CBMT exam prep courses? How come there are no certified resources? And that is true. There is no certified resources except for that $75 exam. That's why I'm going to give you all the resources, friends. That's why. See, I told you I'm coming for their job. Anyway, and here's the answer I got. Okay, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. Don't mess with me, okay? The CBMT neither sponsors nor endorses review courses or study guides for the certification exam. It is expected that academic and clinical experience in an accredited music therapy curriculum or its equivalent, we'll talk about that in a second, will be sufficient preparation for the exam. The board certification exam, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to talk about it right now. It is expected that an accredited music therapy curriculum or its equivalent will be sufficient for the exam. How is that even possible? How can a clinical experience prepare you for an exam? How can an academic curriculum that offers no exams whatsoever prepare you for a national roster exam? Like I said, I took 5 tests in undergrad, 5 tests. And I want to say 70 to 80% of those tests were science and math related. I took 2 exams, and they were both both exams were in music history. So how does that help me? Right? So think about this, okay? 5 exams throughout my whole undergraduate career, not including the music therapy certification. Okay, and we have biology, math, maybe abnormal psych/statistics, which again falls into the math category, music history, and I think there was 1 blue book exam, but that was freshman year, and freshman year blue book exams aren't really exams, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think that blue book exam was for a music therapy class either. So, okay, you in the wrong, woman. And plus, music therapy curriculum or its equivalent. That shouldn't even be a thing. It's a music therapy curriculum. Period. Okay, moving. You see how fired up I get, okay? Anyway, moving on. The board certification examination in music therapy tests all areas of music therapy practices and knowledge, since music therapy is not best delivered by one subspecialty or single approach. No duh, woman, every healthcare exam is like that. This isn't any different. Each exam candidate should go through the exam content outlined in the CBMT music therapy domains, blah, 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 to assess what they need to develop a study plan to prepare for the exam. But how can somebody who never took a major test before develop a study plan? That's why the MCAT was so great, because when you're a bio major, you take exams all the time. You know how to study, you know how to prep, you kind of know the basis of the material. So when you study, you take all the material that you memorize and then you try to take it and implement it. And this is the concept that I go through on this channel when we prep for the exam. But the thing is that you can't expect somebody to do that straight off the bat. It's like asking a 5-year-old to tie a million pairs of shoes when they never tied their own. So as a music therapist, if I only took 2 exams and they were both in music history, I don't really have the memorization skills. I don't really have the development. I don't really have I don't know how to take a test. And music history tests, I don't know if any of you guys took it, but they were blue book exams. So yet again, it wasn't the same type of exam. So the prep was different. So you can't just expect somebody to know, and I'm not like throwing shade at my university at all. It is not their fault. Like, they prepped, they went through the courses, they went through practice questions, they gave us examples to study from, and they gave us study guides. Okay, it's not them, it's not their fault. It's just the curriculum that was given from the higher ups is incorrect, because you can't expect somebody to take a huge board exam without a background knowledge. That's just common sense. Or at least it's common sense to me. So, moving on, last topic. This person said, many candidates said that it was best if they sat down with a board-certified therapist and go through the answers on the self-assessment exam they purchased. They cannot give you questions or answers to a live exam because it would compromise security of the exam. That's obvious. So there you go. Now, you can go through the questions with a board-certified music therapist, but usually that costs a lot of money. And like, we're already spending $300 on the exam. We're already spending $75 on the practice test. Now we got to spend money on like prep with a music therapist. And when I was prepping for the exam, I did ask my job if they would pay for like a tutor, and I wrote it as if it was like an independent study, and they said no, so I didn't do it. What I ended up doing, and this is what I'm going to share with all of you guys, I ended up going through all of the course objectives of music therapy and then just creating questions. It's a very abstract concept, but you have to do it in grad school. You have to do it, you're going to do it for the MCAT, So I was kind of already in that mindset and that process, because I knew, believe it or not, I actually did know before I was board certified that I wanted to go off and do finance, MBA, and physician. So I knew what the skill set was. I watched so many YouTube videos on how people studied for the SMLE. I think that's how you pronounce it, the board, the certification that you have to take when you're in med school, and how people study for the MCAT. And I just took that and applied it to our music therapy board certification exam. And I was able to do that because I'm a genius, that's why. But it's not fair to expect you guys to know how to do that when you didn't have that background knowledge. Like, why would you follow a medical channel on YouTube if you're not going to become a physician? So like, right? So like, there's no faults to you, like not following how to study for the MCAT, because you're not going to have to take it. But then they give you resources that you could use for music therapy, then you're missing out. So that's why I'm here to tie the pieces together. And it's actually very nice, because there are a lot of doctors now, but at the time they were studying to become a doctor, and they said that they didn't have these resources when they were studying. And then that also got me inspired, because I was in the same position. I didn't have any music therapy resources. I had dumb women telling me that our exam was similar to a law exam, telling me that they do not endorse study guides, telling me they don't endorse courses, telling me that clinical experience should be equivalent and prepare you for the exam. Like, woman, you need to get... I really wish I could shake your brain. Maybe if I rattled it hard enough, you would become smarter. I know, just shaken baby syndrome. It's funny when you read about it in psychology, you're like, how could anybody shake a baby? That's so horrible. And I still feel that way. How could anybody really shake a baby? That's horrible. But I run into adults that I would love to just shake. And I laugh and I joke about it, because I'm trying to make light of this negative feedback that I achieved. Because thanks to this woman, I can now be an icon, and I can now share the experiences and share the guidance and share the mentality and the study guides and the process with you guys, so you don't have to struggle, so you don't have to think outside the box, you don't have to get nervous, because it's not your fault. It's not your university's fault if you're unprepared for this exam. It's not your university's fault that you didn't get a course offered. It's the higher ups. It's their fault. And it shouldn't be. Like, they should want all of us to improve. They should want all of us to pass. They should set us up for success, and they're not. And that's why I don't like them. But it doesn't really matter anymore. It's okay that I don't like them, because I already jumped through the hoops. I already got my recertification credits out of the way, so I don't really need their help anymore. But I do want to help you guys, because I don't want you guys to get a bad taste in your mouth about music therapy like I did at this moment in my life. I don't want you guys to like get stressed and think outside of the box and go and get like, I don't know, just like overwhelmed with everything. Like, no, you guys need to be set up for success. You guys deserve to be set up for success. You deserve to pass the board certification exam on the first try. And darn it, that is my mission, friends. Now, of course, I'm going to do videos and go through everything with you guys and go through how to prep correctly for a major board certification exam. If things go well, I would love to actually teach a course. I'm actually very good at teaching. And Tufts University does offer courses. Like, you can come and bring your own course and people could come and take it. So like, if this goes really well, like, maybe I'll end up doing that. And like, and you know, like, Tufts is it's a university, but we can always do it online, like with the university. I think it would be so cool. So anyway, we'll see. I'll go through it with you guys more as an independent study, and then if things go well, if you guys like it, I'm more than happy to develop a course, because like, I wish that was out there for me. I really do. And it's so sad that it's not. So that's why I'm here making a difference, because I do want to set you guys up for success. You deserve to be successful. You deserve to be highfalutin in society. You deserve to work in the #1 hospital on the East Coast. Hey, maybe we'll all end up working in the #1 hospital on the East Coast. Wouldn't that be so crazy? That would actually be so awesome. And I would be like legit, I wouldn't be jealous, I would legit be proud, because it's like, I made a difference, I made this happen. And that is my goal in life, to make a difference and make the world a better place. No duh, that's why I was a music therapy major in the first place. So anyway, thanks for letting me get all the junk out of the way. So now when I go ahead and I record my sessions, you know, no hard feelings. I can just get it out of the way, because you all know where I'm coming from. You all know my horrible experience. You all know that these bitter raisins need to get out of their chairs and make room for the next generation, because that's us, friends. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.